So there's no secret that mini drones have become more and more popular each and every day. And today I'm out on a little adventure. It's going to be my very first flight on the Potensic Atom 2 that you see right here. Look how small is the case. And this is the FlyMore, and I have everything that I need, including the ability to recharge if needed. So let's go ahead and get back on the bike. Let's go to our testing destination, and I'll share with you my very first impressions of this 4K sub 250 gram drone. Let's get this video started. All right, so I made it to my testing grounds. Everyone is probably very familiar of Shirley Chisholm Park in the Jamaica Bay area here in New York City. And this is where I like to come and test all my stuff. So today, as I mentioned, as part of my introduction, this is going to be a video on the Potensic Atom 2. This drone is supposed to be a beast of a mini drone, and today winds are quite gusting here in New York City. We have about 10 to 15 miles per hour winds, gusting to about, I want to say like 25, 30 based on what I saw on the app. So let's go ahead and open this little guy, and gosh, I can't wait to try out this remote. But this is going to be my very first initial flight, first impression right here by Jamaica Bay. Can't wait to test this out, and I'm gonna bring you along for the ride. We're gonna commentate on the initial flight. This is my very first battery. So let me get settled here, and let's get this video actually started now. So if you missed my unboxing video, this is going to be a two-part video. Probably mentioned that already as part of the introduction, but today is all about my first impression. The previous video, which I shot last night, was the complete unboxing, which shows my initial thoughts about this remote, which I can't wait to test out, and all the accessories that comes in this convenient bag. So make sure that you check out the unboxing video, because today I'll probably just overlay some of that content from yesterday, but today's really going to be, as I mentioned, first impressions of this first maiden flight. It is a little bit windy though, so that's going to also be a good test in this wind condition here to see how it's going to perform. But this is not the last of these series of videos. I'll go ahead and come back with another video in the future sharing my thoughts overall after, having used this drone over, let's say, 30 days. I always like to come back and review the drones after using it after an extended period of time. One thing that I want to know right from the beginning, and I mentioned this in my unboxing, although this controller is really cool, Potensic doesn't come with a smart remote, so you have to use your phone in order to make it sort of like a smart remote, which I haven't used a phone in quite a while. But when you think about the price point, we'll touch about pricing once I get to the specs of this a little bit later on. A smart remote is going to drive the price up, and the whole point of these 259 gram drones is to make it as affordable as possible. But the design of this remote is just absolutely fantastic. I'm right now screwing the gimbals on. I'm gonna go ahead and power on the remote. Remote is powered on just by pressing the buttons here. This is the camera gimbal. It is a 4K 1.8. We'll get into specs, as I mentioned, a little bit later on. But 4K 1.8, no ability to put on ND filters, so you're just gonna have to kind of crank up the shutter if you're gonna be on manual mode, or just fly it fully auto. I'll probably just keep it auto for this point here. You turn it on just by pressing the power button here at the bottom. Kind of makes that really cool boot up sound. I flew the first Potensic back in October of last year, the first version. And now, you know, I have the privilege and honor to fly the second version, thanks to Potensic for sending this out. Let's go ahead and take off. And I apologize. This is not going to be like a really structured video. It's just going to be a lot of commentary because this is, again, the initial flight. So I want to keep it as raw as possible. Towards the end, of course, I'll come back and share like what my impressions are flying this. And then we'll do another video where I talk about like just overall video quality. But looking at random text video, the video quality looks fantastic. I'm actually going to leave this in auto mode. We're going to see what this does just in auto. We're going to take off. There it is. My home point has been refreshed. That means that it updated. Get too close to me. No obstacle avoidance, guys. So make sure that you do not fly this thing right into your face trying to take a cool little selfie. Matter of fact, this might be my thumbnail. Let me see. There you go. There goes my thumbnail. It's giving me sort of like a tutorial of what's going on. And we're going to fly. So let's go ahead and fly this drone. I'm not going to commentate the full flight, but I just want to get like the first beginning here. Looks pretty smooth. And again, we have some wind. We have some wind today, and I'm flying right now against those headwinds, and it looks pretty smooth. Now, in my initial Potensic video, I got a little bit of backlash because I had a DJI mic, which I do currently have on today, and people were saying like, why would you have a microphone on? It's going to interfere with your signal. And you know, I'm not going to take this thing out like 5 to 10 miles. I'm going to keep it right within my vicinity. So I think this is a-okay. Battery life at the top right, I'm at 88%. I have 24 minutes left. It gives you telemetry, so it shows the distance. Right now I'm at 448 feet away from myself. I'm at 73 feet in terms of height. Again, I'm a complete auto. My EV is at 0. We are approaching spring now in New York, so like we don't have much colors, so there's not going to be a whole lot of contrasty conditions here. It's just going to be all these brown weeds, just because we haven't really approached great weather yet. But hopefully there's a boat that passes by and I'm able to chase and give chase to it. So let me go ahead and fly this thing. And let's do the first battery. We'll move on to the second location a bit. We'll do sort of like this little range test. I did a range test over there with the first Potensic, so I'm interested to see how this one performs. And then, you know, we'll end it with some conclusions. But first flight, not going to sit here the whole battery, 23 minutes of me just blabbering about stuff. What I am going to do is just fly. And then, as I mentioned, I'll share my conclusions flying this for the first time. So some of the cool things that the Potensic has is AI. And right now, let's bring it closer to myself here. and let's try some of these AI modes. So I'm gonna draw a box around myself. And as you can see, you have AI track, so is able to spotlight me. We'll try that in a second. But you're also able to do follow, have some parallel shots, and you're able to do some quick shots like pull away, rocket, circle, spiral, boomerang, and dolly zoom. I want to go ahead and test out the dolly zoom feature here. Let's see how the dolly zoom will perform. Let's click go. 3, 2, 1 is counting down, and it should essentially pull away and then come back. I think it lost me there, but I'm also wearing black, so I'm not too contrasty. Let's try that again, and let's see how it performs. But this time, let's do it this way here. Maybe I need to be higher. Let me turn away, actually. Let's not face the sun. All right, let's try this dolly track mode again now. Quick shots, dolly zoom, go. Let's see. In a dolly zoom? I don't know if it is or isn't. It's kind of like steering towards the left, but that might be because of the wind. So it attempted to do a dolly zoom. We're gonna have to try that again on a day where it isn't as windy, because I'm not sure if the wind is contributing to it sort of losing its orientation, but it's keeping me, it's coming back, I mean, right where it should. Let's try the follow mode. Let's see. Let's do a test with the follow mode. So fly the drone 4 meters above ground. So it wants me to go higher, I guess. And then let's see. 4 meters. What is 4 meters? Oh, there you go. I was going to say, what is 4 meters in Imperial? So right now it's in follow mode. And let's see if we come back the other way. The Osmo Pocket is definitely going to lose me. And the drone also lost me because I went away from it. So I'm probably not doing a great job here showcasing the capabilities of this drone, but this is the first flight, and it's probably, or I know that it's 100% my fault while this is happening. So let's go ahead and do. Okay, so it doesn't like my gimbal pitch. Gimbal tilt needs to be -75. All right, so it wants me to go higher then. What about now? I need to be higher. Higher elevation. There you go. So now it's tracking the, let me take the Osmo Pocket with me because the Osmo Pocket lost me. But now it's tracking me, and it seems to be doing a better job at tracking now. So like, even if I come down these steps, it is following me. So it is tracking me. So user error. And this is why I do these videos, because this is, like I said, very first impressions. But I can actually, I continue walking. And as you can see, it is locked in at me. All right, so I had to kind of stop there on the spotlight mode because I had a very curious biker asking me about this drone. He currently flies a mini drone as well, and it was really excited to see this new model. So I thought that the Osmo Pocket, which I'm filming in, was going to do a 360 and capture it, but the gimbal has limits to where it can reach. But I did record some of the conversation here on my microphone. I'm not sure if I'll include that in the video or not. But anyway, let me not digress. That's one full battery that we just flew. So we tried dolly zoom, we tried spotlight, and now there are some other AI modes that we'll probably give a shot in the next destination. So let's go ahead and pack this up and move on to the second location where we'll be able to then fly another battery, and we'll do sort of like that I want to call range test, or my version of a range test based on the first flight that I did with the original Potensic Atom back in October of last year. So let's get on the bike and let's move on to our next destination. So we made it to the second destination, and the first thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and do that range test, and we're gonna be going that way. Probably doesn't matter because you don't know what that way means, but you'll see in a second. There's a pier at the end of this park, and that's what we're gonna go and fly, and that's what I consider a range test for these type of drones. If you're able to make it to this pier, I'm able to maintain visual line of sight. I also have a spotter with me. My boy CR from Brooklyn is here with me. He doesn't want to be on camera today because he can't be seen in New York. He's a Tennessee guy now. So let's go ahead and put our gimbal sticks back on. We're gonna take off and we're gonna head straight out. The wind has seemed to calm down a tremendous amount, so that's good news. And everybody's out and about right there having lunch outside, so if I get any audio in my video, you know where that's from. So anyway, let's go ahead and start that screen recording again. And let's go to the Potensic application. We're gonna connect to the drone and we're gonna take off and we're gonna head right to that pier. We're gonna go right to that pier. So it should be a really good flight and a really safe range test as well. It will help if you turn on the remote. So the color to me, I want to say looks fantastic. Just looking at my iPhone screen here, like I think the drone is doing a great job with the camera quality. Let's go ahead and arm. We're gonna take off. And we're gonna head straight out to that pier. We're gonna go straight ahead. I had to pause there because I felt like my gimbal, yeah, my gimbal, let me screw my gimbal. My gimbal is not screwed on. There you go. Make sure you screw on your gimbal. So we're headed straight there. Let's see how far it is. So far the transmission is absolutely fantastic. I got 3 bars out of the 4, but I'm also not facing it. So if I was to like angle myself and turn that way, does it make a difference? I don't think it does, but I'm also blocked here by these sort of trees, these branches, and branches and signal don't do well. So we're making it to the pier. I can tell you that the signal quality already is much better than the original Potensic, because with the Potensic, when I was reaching this area here, I started to get some signal breakup and degradation. And so far here, I mean, I'm locked in. Full 3 bars, 24 satellites, and 2,000 feet away at 85 feet. There you go. I made it to the pier, and let's orbit the pier. Should probably do this in spotlight mode, but let's orbit the pier here and see going sideways, because sometimes the signal on these drones may degrade because the antennas are either in the front legs and the rear legs. I'm not sure about the Potensic and where they actually place the antennas, but so far, solid 3 bars. A solid 3 bars. And I'm at 3,000 feet away, guys. 3,000 feet away, and it's not a problem to the Potensic at all. And if I can add, furthermore, I am transmitting to my Osmo Pocket here with my DJI mic. So that should be causing some signal interference as well. And obviously it's not interfering with the drone. So it is doing really an incredible job at keeping the video transmission solid. I mean, look at this view here. And I am still at 3 bars of RC. So that's gonna be sort of like my range test with this type of drone. 3,000 feet out, no problem. We're gonna start heading back. I'm getting a little bit of break up there, as you notice, and all I'm doing is just orbiting. So that means the antennas are probably, if I had to guess, the antennas for this drone is probably on the rear legs. But still, you get some signal breakup, but it's not bad signal breakup. And I'm only at 180 feet. Let's go up to 200 feet. So at 200 feet out, and like almost approaching a mile from a range perspective. So, and I can keep pushing backwards, and I'm not even facing the drone, because if I was to face the drone, I should be pointing in this direction. So pretty incredible. Let me come back this way now towards me. Let's get some more video in areas where there's more contrast, because I've been all like around this brown park. And then we'll probably try some of the smart modes at the third location, and we'll call it a day for our first flight here with the Potensic Atom 2. So far, I have to tell you, I'm impressed for the price point, and I'm gonna share the price point when we get to the specs. So I'll see you in a bit. Third location now, we're going to be testing out some of the other intelligent flight modes. Some of the things that I want to test out is the vertical video. I also want to give another chance to the smart, the AI smart modes. Didn't want to end this video without that. Let's do a screen recording. Make sure the pocket is still following me and recording, which it is. Let's go to Potensic. Turn on the remote. There you go. Let's take off. Here it is. And it's windy. It's windy, but we're gonna give these things a try anyway. So the first thing I want to do is sort of look at the vertical video. It says it can do vertical video. So I really want to find out where can I get the vertical. I wonder if I have to go down in settings, meaning like resolution, I mean. So I'm still only seeing slow motion, AI night, and normal video. This is a panoramic, which I don't want to do. Let's go down to 1080 and see if nope. Oh, of course. So it won't shoot. So it has vertical mode, but it won't do it in 4K. You actually have to go into the settings. You got to go to 2.7K, and then you're able to do 9:16. So what it looks like it's doing is actually just cropping in on the sensor. So it's literally just cropping in on the sensor. That's how it's getting vertical video. So as you can see, this is all vertical. And if you look at my screen here, my screen recording, um, and if you look at my screen here, my screen recording, you can see that you have 16:9, which is cool because you get to see your left and right surroundings, so you're not completely blindsided. Remember, this drone has no obstacle avoidance. So 16:9 is where the output might be, I'm assuming, once you dump the card on your computer, but you're able to see the left and right. So that's actually pretty cool. And I'm glad that they included this vertical mode. Although it's not true vertical format, it is pretty cool because, you know, with Instagram, TikTok, etc., that's what everybody wants now is vertical mode. So there you have it. That is your vertical mode. So now let's stop. Let's get out of there. Let's go now to 4K because I always want to shoot in 4K. So we're going to go back to 16:9. We have 4K. Something else that I want to mention is that you have two different color profiles. As you notice here, you have a standard color profile and then you have HDR. Let's switch over to HDR and see how that looks. So HDR kind of flattens that a little bit, gives you that flat look so you can go ahead and color grade in post. We're going to try that out in a future time. We're going to switch back now to a standard picture profile. And again, I am in complete auto here. Everything is auto. My EV is at 0, 4K 30 frames per second. Let's get closer. Let's see what other intelligent flight features it has. It says something about parallel mode. So I'm assuming that means that the drone will fly parallel to you. So let's go this way. So I can probably get it on my camera here. One thing also to note is that the drone is not quiet at all, but that's expected out of these mini drones because I feel like the smaller the propeller, the louder it is. So let's see if I can do parallel mode here. So AI track, it should track me parallel. Go, it wants the tilt to be at least 25 degrees. And I need to be further up. So let's try this again. So higher. Wow. I really got to go high up there. There you go. So that's parallel mode. And if I walk here, it should fly sideways. And it's actually doing it. So it's flying sideways. No problem. Just remember that this does not have any sort of obstacle avoidance. The Osmo Pocket now stop tracking me. Can't have too many things tracking you, I guess. So, yeah. It does track you. Can I come down in elevation? You can't go down in elevation. The minute that you go down in elevation, it cancels. So I'm assuming probably when you press the sticks, it's just canceling out. All right, so what I want to do now is try some of the smart features here. The quick shots, I should say. So let's see if it'll do a pull away. Let's go ahead and do a 30-minute pull away shot. Which I don't know if I'm doing something wrong. I'll give it a try now. But the pull away to me and the dolly zoom looks very similar. So it did the pull away there. And now it's coming back to me. Which, pretty cool. Again, for the price point of $400 drone, you get all these types of dynamic shots. Let's go ahead, and the image quality looks incredible. Let me press record on this. I mean, look at this here. This, to me, the image quality looks pretty incredible. You have this contrasting environment, and the drone, I'm not touching the sticks, and the drone tracks extremely well. I don't know, I got some like little hiccups earlier in the other part, but that's probably because I'm wearing all black. You should always wear like bright colors when you're doing tracking. It helps the algorithm. All right, let's try the dolly zoom. The dolly zoom didn't quite work for me earlier. Let's do a smaller dolly zoom. Let's do a 10-meter dolly zoom to start. Let's see. So it's working there, but it's going sideways for some reason. Like it's not staying at a straight line. And then again, it could be maybe because of wind. So I won't try, you know, a longer dolly zoom because the same thing is probably going to happen. I'm afraid to do boomerang because I'm too close to the trees. I could probably do a rocket, but that's pretty boring. Let's try a circle. We'll risk a circle shot. I have a light post here, a tree right over there. So this is going to be interesting to see if the drone just takes a tumble. But it looks so far to be doing it well. And this is actually a good test. So this is keeping me directly in the center of the frame. Whereas for some reason, dolly zoom is probably user error. I'm being shifted off. Like I'm not staying directly centered. This stayed directly center. That was pretty awesome. Can we try something else? Let's do quick shots. I don't want to do a rocket. Spiral? Spiral ascends, but again, I'm too close to a tree, so we won't try that. Boomerang flies the drone, boomerang, the drone flies around. And I won't try that just because, again, I'm really close here to these trees. So I think that's it. Let's call it a day when it comes to these AI tracking modes. I definitely look forward to flying this drone more and doing other things. To me, my favorite feature has been the spotlight so far because you get some really cool shots with spotlight and it keeps you at the center of it all. I mean, look at that. It won't even lose me, even as I'm flying out like that. This is really cool. Tracking on this works unbelievably well. So let's go ahead and fly our last location. Let's do our range test. And then we shall end this very long first impression of the Potensic Atom 2. So I just finished flying the initial flight of the Potensic Atom 2, all 3 batteries. First initial raw impressions. My apologies in advance if this video is going to be a lengthy one. I did an unboxing so I can cut down, but I just had so much fun flying this drone, and I had so much information to share with you and so many distractions out in the field because genuinely a lot of people were interested in this drone. That comes to show how much people really value and are interested in mini drones. Mini drones is the new thing because, as I mentioned in my introduction, you don't have to register. You can fly it over people with the proper accessories. You don't need remote ID, so no one can like come up to you and attack you for a drone. Sub 249 drones is the way to go. Now let's talk about my overall impressions. Obviously not having like really reviewed the video because I'm out in the field, but there's going to be another video that I'll be dropping with my overall impressions, but give me about 2 to 3 weeks. Let me put this through its paces. But getting back to my initial comments, just with my initial thoughts, my initial review of this drone, my initial impressions, I want to say that this is an incredible drone for its price point and many features. And we're going to get to specs now. Actually, right now is a good time to get into specs. So the Atom 2 drone here features an 8K camera. So they're calling it, Potensic is calling it an 8K camera because of its megapixel count and its sensor size. It has a range capability of 10 kilometers through its video transmission system, and it can also shoot in vertical video. Price point, I'm looking at my notes here because I want to be as accurate as possible. $449 for the FlyMore combo, and their standard kit is $329. Now, when it comes to the actual features of this drone, I want to start with the resolution. So as I shared, Potensic is saying that this is an 8K photo drone because it has an 1/2-inch Sony CMOS sensor and it captures up to 48 megapixel photos. From a video perspective, it does 4K 30 frames per second HDR photos, and it has an aperture of 1.8, which I addressed at the very beginning of this video. Maximum transmission speed is 10 kilometers, and they're powering this by what they're calling PicSync 4.0, which is their transmission technology, and you can enjoy 1080p full high definition videos and stable long flights with this transmission system. It does have AI track, which I demonstrated to you earlier on, where it does have intelligent tracking technology that locks onto the subject and gives you some dynamic and really creative shots, whether that's spotlight, follow, or parallel. We have vertical shooting, which I'm going to go ahead and give it a try, hopefully before I end today. It looks like there's some rain coming, so I want to get ahead of that. And it does have AI night mode, so you can try to use this at night as well, and it's going to reduce some of that noise. This drone also has digital zoom, so it can zoom in up to 4 times, and it's supposed to be like sort of a lossless zoom capability. And then of course you have smart transfer, where you can connect to Wi-Fi and download your shots, whether it's videos or photos, directly. Really convenient while out in the field, so you don't have to wait. From a photo perspective, you're able to do slow motion, log, defog, burst, bracketing, interval, timer shootings, all like the modes that a normal camera will have, you will have here with the drone itself. So those are the specs of the drone. Now that we have specs out of the way, let's really talk about my impression using the Potensic here. First roll flight, and I have to say that this handles incredibly well in today's environment and condition, where we did have, you know, some higher than normal winds with a light wind gust, and light, I mean like 25 miles per hour. This drone didn't even flinch. It handled extremely well. And to add, this remote was absolutely so comfortable to hold in the hand. And that's what really sold me. Like, of course, based on the raw images that I'm seeing on my iPhone, the video looks incredible, but I won't know until I get back to my desk and really look at the video. But what did stand out to me while being out here in the field is this remote. This remote is wonderful. It just feels great in the hands. You're able to put your phone right in there. You're able to tuck your cable away. You're able to put your gimbals away in the back. You have your photo and video buttons, C1, C2 to control like your speed. You have your gimbal tilt, and it just feels really, really good. In my unboxing, I said, upon like the first impression of seeing this drone, this remote, I mean, it reminded me of like the PlayStation remote, not the remote, but the PlayStation Portal, I think it's being called. And it looks sort of like that, but it also feels, as I said, like it feels great in the hands. And this was a nice touch for like a basic remote. And I don't want to call it basic, but what I mean is, you know, compared to a remote that's not a smart remote, this is pretty cool. And you can charge via USB-C. That's a big selling point. I think everything, all technology now should be USB-C going forward. So, you know, upon first impressions, I feel like repeating myself. I sound probably redundant, like a broken record. It handles video extremely well, transmission extremely well. It's really easy to like launch and take off. You get great battery life. I'm averaging about 20 to 30 minutes of battery life. I don't see what else you can complain about for a $400 drone, which comes with 3 batteries, has AI modes, intelligent flight features, is able to shoot vertical videos, is able to do some stunning photos. This is, I think, a great bargain for anyone who's looking to get into a drone for the first time, or they are looking to gift someone a drone for the first time. This is a great deal and a great bargain. So that's pretty much it. I feel like it is gonna be raining any minute now, so I'm gonna go ahead and pack up. Stay tuned. We're gonna have another video on this Potensic with some of these intelligent flight features, but also showing its capabilities. And I'll give you my review as well of what I thought about the video once I get back to my desk and edit this, but it will be, again, on my next video. So thank you so much again for watching my videos. Make sure that you comment down below with any questions that you may have or comments, and I will catch you on the next one. Peace.